Hello YouTube, Annabelle56 here, and we are continuing. There are my Harry Potter first, second edition books and the films, and this is sort of like a video explaining some of the inspiration behind Harry Potter series. Okay, the first book that I'm going to talk about is The Once and Future King, which is the whole Merlin, Arthur, Knights of the Round Table thing, and there are huge references to that and Camelot and all of that in Harry Potter / Hogwarts world. Merlin is now officially in Slytherin for his Muggle rights. So there you go. The idea of knights and valour and bravery and all of that kind of comes from that, really. Then we've got Lord of the Rings, which is Tolkien. And there's definitely, especially in this book, with the Slytherin locket, a feel of that. And also the ring in there, nods to that. In there. You then got Chronicles of Narnia. And you do kind of get that feeling in the first book, Philosopher's Stone, that Harry's been chosen and he's got a destiny to fulfill and all of that. So, and a prophecy, of course. The Little White Horse is a book that is incredibly influential in the Harry Potter world. Luna comes from here, very much so, the character of Luna. Definitely comes from The Little White Horse. Do check it out. It is by, as its author, Elizabeth. Do check it out because it's a lovely, sweet book. There is a film called The Secrets of Moonacre as well, but read the book because it's got some really interesting things going on, especially about racism and how people are all equal. That is hugely influential in Harry Potterverse. So we spoke about Arthur, Lord of the Rings, Narnia, quite briefly, because I mean you could go on and on and on. People do write essays on this. This is just kind of like a taster. Doctor Who, weirdly enough, there are huge elements of Doctor Who in it, especially with like the tents in Goblet of Fire that are bigger on the inside, like a TARDIS, and various other things. I also think the Master, as played by Roger Delgado, is kind of like an influence for Salazar Slytherin, because the original Master could control the human mind, hypnotise people, like, you will obey me, so that kind of thing. So I definitely think that there's some like Doctor Who things going on. Okie dokie. I'm going to do this one first. I definitely think that there are kind of like Star Wars elements, obviously with the lightsabers and, you know, the good. Good is green, red is Sith in Star Wars. It's the other way around in Harry Potter. Red is Gryffindor and green is Slytherin. But that doesn't make you bad or good, because as Sirius Black says, the world is not split into good people and Death Eaters. But I think that Darth Vader and the return of the Jedi, I definitely think Darth Vader's whole arc is the basis for Snape, because you've got the good father in Anakin Skywalker. Well, in Harry Potter you've got James Potter, and then you've got the kind of bad father as Sirius Snape. And I think that, especially in Deathly Hallows, at Snape's death scene where you had Harry gazing into the black eye, his green eyes gazing into the black. Well, Mark Hamill here, he had green eyes in Return of the Jedi, and Vader's got black eyes, and you have that moment where he's dying, he's saying, "You were right about me, blah, blah, blah," kind of thing. So I definitely see influences on it. Just a little influence there. I don't think people have people have accepted, you know, like Arthur, Lord of the Rings, Narnia, Little White Horse, but they haven't really sort of thought about, oh, Doctor Who might have an influence, but with kind of like the technology side of it in the Wizarding World, or the magical side, kind of some of that. And I think, because we all know that Star Wars basically could have the subtitle of fathers and sons, but in it, so I think she's taken like the father issues from Star Wars and put them into Harry Potter. But we all know that in Harry Potter, mums are more important than dads. But I just want to highlight that. I think Ons and Rebels is a book that's by J.K. Mitford. It's an awesome book. Read it. It is really, really good. It is a political book because J.K. Mitford is a socialist, and her sister Verity wasn't. She was basically best friends with Hitler. So I think in this book you've got sort of the Black Sisters, inspiration for them, like Bellatrix, Narcissa, and the third one, whose name I forget, I do apologise. But I really think that kind of socialism is in Harry Potter, or Labour is in Harry Potter, because you've got Harry gets Fabian Pewett's, that's Molly Weasley's Brother's Watch. The Fabian Society is a Labour-based society. I am briefly going to show you these. I've got, these are my only sort of audiobook of Harry Potter. I got Deathly Hallows, and I got the prequel here, which is a little story about James and Sirius winding up some Muggle policemen. And I also think that with all these influences in mind within like the Harry Potter saga and all the surrounding influences, understanding that J.K. Rowling's socialism kind of explains the casual vacancy a little bit more. I know it wasn't liked across the pond in America as much, and I also think that a lot of the political elements within Harry Potter the books were toned down for the movies, like Hermione's elf rights, and some of the creatures were sort of pushed to the side, and all we got was self-righteous, stuck-up, you know, poisonous honey venom Umbridge. We didn't really get, you know, come on, we want a freedom fight for rights. It wasn't really kind of explained. But I think that Casual Vacancies influences definitely Ons and Rebels too. It's a grittier book, and I'd recommend it for sort of like 14 plus, really. Okay, so that's the end of this video. I will be doing some more things. I've got Lord of the Rings, gonna do Chronicles of Narnia, and a little short one on the Secrets of Moonacre, and a little bit more on Star Wars. So yeah, check them out. Bye.